Hi friends, today we're going to learn a little bit about an earthworm's life. And worms are decomposer pals too. And there's many different types of worms in our world. Earthworms, and we have red wigglers that live in the leaf litter layer. They are both very important in the creation of new rich soil on Mother Earth. This book is written by John Himmelman. And I find it very interesting to learn about the lives of different animals that we share our world with. An earthworm spends most of its life hidden beneath our feet. See how they tunnel underground like that? And that brings air and water and throughout the soil to help plants grow healthier. In spring, an adult earthworm leaves its egg case in an underground burrow. Underground, there are so many animals that make their homes, and many insects will lay their eggs underground. 2 months later, a baby earthworm hatches from its egg. It crawls out of the egg case. The young earthworm tunnels through the soil. At night, it feeds on dead leaves. So just like our pill bugs, the earthworms eat dead plant material too. Sometimes the earthworm eats soil. The soil goes through the earthworm's body and comes out as a pile of round balls called castings. And that's a fancy name for worm poop. But that worm poop is super important for our soil. It enriches it and adds so many vitamins and minerals to help plants grow. By fall, the earthworm is nearly full grown. It pulls dead plants into its burrow. So it's preparing for the long winter when it might not be able to get out because it's too cold. They drag some of it in their burrow to have food over the winter. The earthworm eats the plants until winter. Then it's time to sleep. So it has a hibernation period. Spring rains bring the earthworm back to the surface. Their tunnels get water in them, and sometimes if there's too much water, they'll whoosh out, and you'll see them laying all over on the grass and sometimes on the sidewalks. It's a very kind thing to pick them up and put them on the grass so that they don't dry out. Remember, they're Mother Earth's helpers. When a hungry mole comes near, the earthworm sneaks away. She doesn't want to become dinner for that mole. See the star-nosed mole? Such interesting animals. The earthworm begins to look for a mate. Uh-oh, she better watch out for that big spider there. It finds one outside a nearby burrow. Soon, part of the earthworm's body bulges with eggs. A ring full of eggs comes loose. The earthworm slips out of it. The ring becomes an egg case. The earthworm leaves it behind. So eventually the baby earthworms will come out of that egg case. When the earthworm comes above ground, a robin grabs it, gonna feed its baby a tasty worm. The robin struggles to pull the earthworm out of its tunnel. But the earthworm is strong. The robin gives up. This earthworm got away just in the nick of time. One summer night, heavy rains fall from the sky. We see the turtles. They like the rain helps to moisten their skin too, and they eat a lot of those animals that live on the forest floor and plants and fungi too. By morning, the earthworm's burrow is filled with water. It searches for a drier place to live, but it gets stranded on a basketball court. Uh-oh. Just like we sometimes see them on sidewalks, too. A young boy picks up the earthworm. He puts it in a garden. What a thoughtful thing to do. And he knows that that earthworm is a very good helper in the garden. I can turn the page. The earthworm spends the rest of the summer tunneling among roots and eating soil. When cold weather returns, the earthworm sleeps underground, down in its underground burrow. See, there's all kinds of tunnels, underground tunnels, and we see the roots of plants, and we oftentimes see large burrows where other animals like chipmunks and moles live underground. In spring, the earthworm begins a new journey, and it lives its life according to the seasons. In the spring, it will lay another case of eggs, and the story begins again. Remember that all of these animals have a special purpose on Mother Earth, and we should really appreciate all the gifts they share with us. Sometimes the littlest things on Mother Earth are the most important. Think of our bees and our butterflies and our worms and roly-polies. Mother Earth depends on them and their important works they do to help plants grow on our beautiful planet.